talk about this as a destination job?
Yeah, I've really looked at. I've coached now at the University of San Diego. Coached at the Stanford University. At the 49ers. 4 years. It's like I look at it like I'm going to construct a home, like what a construction architect or I kind of think of myself more as a construction guy, but you build this home and hopefully it's a great cathedral, and then afterwards they tell you, okay, go build another one. There's some dirt down there, go build another home, and I feel like that again. I'm at that point where even though you've done well, you've built some pretty nice homes, you have to do it again, and you have to prove it again. But I would really like to live in one permanently, and that's what I'm very hopeful for here. All right.
Mark Snyder from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey Jim, Mark
Hi,
Snyder,
Mark.
Detroit Free Press. How you doing?
Oh, you were in the locker room.
Yeah, I remember
San
that.
Francisco.
Yeah. Jim, you said that you grew up dreaming of this. When was the first time, either last several months, that this seemed real to you, and then when did you actually make the decision that this was going to happen?
Yes, I said I can remember thinking about it as a youngster, 9, 10 years old. There was a time where I was sitting in Coach Schembechler's office. I was sitting in his chair. I had my feet up on his desk, and he walked in and said, "How you doing, Jim?" And I said, "I'm doing great, Bo. How you doing?" He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sitting in your chair, Coach." I couldn't think of anything better to say, but yeah, there's just been times in my life where I've thought about it, dreamed about it, and now it's time to live it.
That's like a couple months.
Yeah.
When did that begin?
Pretty much. Thought about being a coach at Michigan. My dad coached at Michigan. That was something that I really looked up to and wanted to emulate from the time I was a youngster.
All the way to the left here, Matt Shepard.
Hey Jim, there's a belief that this could have been a possibility earlier in your career. Why is now the right time for you and Michigan with this fit?
Oh, it's again. I want to thank the Board of Regents. I want to thank the President, our athletic director, for having the confidence in me to coach at the University of Michigan. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm very happy. And I want my family to be happy too. There was a time where we flew in and they had a gift bag for the kids, hats, scarf, some sweatshirts, and the kids had them on, and that took me back to a place where that took me back to walking into Moe's sports shop and looking at everything with big wide eyes, hoping that you would get something. And we had Moe's sports shop used to give us a 10 or 20% discount for coaches' families. And, that's what I would save my money for. I would save my money for cut lawns and shovel snow and rake leaves, so I could go to Moe's sports shop and get a pair of basketball shoes or get something with a big block M on it. And so my kids were wearing it. That took me back to a place.
To the far right, Fred Human.
Hey Jim, over here, little guy. Right over here, far right.
Hi, Fred.
How you doing? Hey, as I was out last night in East Lansing, as a matter of fact, somebody asked me if I was going to come to Ann Arbor and see the Messiah. I'm wondering how comfortable or uncomfortable you are with this perception that you're the savior of Michigan football.
I'm not comfortable with that at all. As I said. As I said, this is I'm standing on a foundation that has been built for over 100 years by some great men. And I feel like I'm standing on their shoulders. And I want to do a good job. I want to be good. I want to win. I want to win at practice. We want to win on the practice field. We want to win in the classroom. We want to win in the community. We want to win on fall Saturday afternoons. And we'll have great expectations for that. We'll have great expectations for the first team meeting and the first week of winter conditioning. Can't wait.
I work at Fox 2 in Detroit, and I'm curious to know, with the way that Michigan's been roughed up against the rivals over the past years, if you have any guarantees or perhaps anything about Ohio State and Michigan State that you can lend here today to the fan base?
They're outstanding programs. No, I make no guarantees. I made a guarantee a long time ago, and I've learned from that. I've grown. I understand that you don't make guarantees.
On the aisle, Angelique.
Angelique Shigelis from the Detroit News.
Hi, Angelique.
Hi. When did Jim Hackett first approach you, and when did he offer you the job, and how quickly did you accept? How quickly was this this deal made?
Pretty quick. It was a very quick process.
Can you say when he first contacted you? And
I don't remember the exact day. It was in the last couple weeks.
when did you accept?
Yesterday.
All the way in the back, Tom Lydon.
Signed on and flew out here yesterday.
Jim, Tom Lydon right here in the back from WXYZ Detroit. You know, there were some comments you made a few years ago critical of the academics here at Michigan and how things were handled. How has that changed in your mind? Are you going to be instrumental in any further change moving forward, and how might your stance on that have changed over the years?
That's a good question. That was another thing that I didn't understand at the time and didn't fully understand, and made the mistake of not knowing that you don't compare things. You don't compare, and especially you don't compare grade to grade. And that's what I did, and that was a mistake. I've since learned that you don't compare. You can compare one thing to another, or one person to another, or two great institutions compared to each other, because somebody always gets diminished when you do that. That's another lesson I have learned since 8 years ago.
On the aisle to the left, Matt Pargoff.
Matt Pargoff, Amazing Blue News. Jim, where are you at as far as finding assistant coaches, and what sort of criteria are you looking for on that?
The best. And we're in the process right now, and can't tell you that it's going to move fast or slow, but hopefully it'll move right, and that's what we'll strive for. Cut twice, or measure twice and cut once.
On the aisle here, Bob Wanowski.
Jim, right here. Bob Wanowski, Detroit News. How are you? You obviously have a history of quote-unquote turnaround projects. San Diego, Stanford, San Francisco. Looks like a turnaround situation here. How do you attack that? You've done it in the past, obviously, experience-wise. What do you think you need to attack most quickly here to get Michigan turned around?
Like any team, and I'm not agreeing that it's a turnaround. I mean, this is Michigan. There's no turnarounds in Michigan. This is greatness. Long tradition of it. But the important thing is the relationships as a team. Getting to know our players, them getting to know us as coaches, and ultimately that's what a team is. It's a group of relationships that is focused on achieving a goal together. And that's the most important thing that I truly believe.
Can I ask a quick follow-up? Just from a distance, how much did it pain you to watch Michigan's struggles the last 6-7 years?
And I saw some. I didn't see the struggles you're talking about.
We'll go into the back on the right, Dennis Fithian.
Jim, back here. You don't want to make any guarantees about Michigan State or Ohio State, but can you talk about how you'll approach it? I mean, you played in some great rivalry games. I mean, you were coaching in the pros against the Seahawks. Just what are you going to tell your guys about how to approach those games and the intensity that they have to have?
First, understanding what their intent is. What our team's intent is going to be, and got to be willing to work for that. You got to be willing to earn that, and that's why I'm so excited for the first week of winter conditioning to get that started. Let's find out exactly what our intent is. You know.
All the way in the back left, Bernie Smilovitz.
Jim, I'm just curious, your emotions flying here, your emotions walking in here, knowing you were going to be the head football coach at the University of Michigan last night and today.
As I said, very excited, very challenged.
Nothing more than that? Any?
That is, yeah, as I said, it's very, very special. It's a homecoming. That would be the top of the list.
We're going to have time for a few more questions. We're starting on the left, Adam Biggers.
Jim?
Picking on a guy here who's got a bad voice.
Jim right here, Adam Biggers, Bleacher Report. Given your fiery personality, the way that you approach the game, do you feel like maybe you're going to be able to connect better with, back in the college game than maybe with at the professional ranks? How do you feel your personality translates to the college game? Again.
I feel like it's the only personality I have. The other ones were all taken. So I got this one. And we all have a great desire. There's a human agency to be a part of a team, to be a part of something, that you're bigger than yourself. And I have that great desire. And I'm more excited, honored, humbled to be a part of this great team. Very excited.